r/askreddit. If you had $100 million budget for a movie and you had to spend all of it, how would you make it as bad as possible? Give it to you, Bowl. That was literally what he was paid to do, make expensive, terrible movies that nobody wanted to see so German investors could use them as tax write-offs. It was the closest thing I've ever seen to real-life producer's scam. It worked so well that the German government removed the tax loophole entirely, and suddenly he was out of a job. I'd make Schindler's List 2 and cast Samuel L. Jackson to play every role. I was going to say you, Bowl, but didn't know about the tax write-offs. Do you have a write-up or article? I would just try to make a good movie. I'm not qualified for that shit. Have you met me? If it's even tangentially about a dog practicing law, you've got an instant 97% RT score, guaranteed. I can see it now. There's no rule about a dog not being your lawyer. I see trailer scenes of a judge informing a person they have the right to choose their own counsel, or a court-appointed defender will be selected. They say they've got their own in mind, their own dog. You see, they're hoping to drag out the case and eventually appeal that it was a mistrial, because legally they have to have the right to choose a dog, but then they'll argue that the dog was incompetent. Enter Jackson Bones, the world's best dog lawyer. He likes reading through tomes of criminal law and chasing his tail. There will be wacky scenes where, in the courtroom, his statements will be interrupted with running after a tennis ball and eating food that falls to the floor, but everyone will have their prejudices overturned as they realize this dog is incredibly hardworking and man's best friend might just be man's best defender. Working title, The Golden Lawyer. The Legal Beagle. You rang? Yeah, but how do I know this is a lawful dog and not AI, awful dog? That dog AI is just fucking awful. That is, of course, the plot. Yes, although you must not have read the more recent drafts where we added a co-star, Catechus Finch. This is a big-budget film, after all. The title has been updated as well. We're calling it Arraigning Cats and Dogs. I'd forget to take the lens cap off. Oops. Right up until art critics call it an avant-garde examination of blindness and exclusion in society and sweeps it in award season. This guy watches BoJack. The darkness is a metaphor for the darkness. I would make a movie with the help of the best fifth graders around. Pay $10,000 to about 9,000 of them to create their best work in MS Paint. The remaining 1,000 will each get $10,000 for their contributions in video editing, voice acting, but most importantly, creating the score, comprised of many, many recorders, and only recorders. I'll take my Oscar now, please. Send a camera to space on a reasonably small rocket and release the raw footage. 2020, a space commodity. But that wouldn't be awful. You get to see a view of space unobstructed by the light and atmosphere of the Earth, or at least less obstructed by it than what we're used to seeing. Maybe you'd see a shot of Earth from space. That's always beautiful. There might even be some artistic merit and worthwhile social commentary in showing some of our space junk, the type of pollution that is hurting the very technology that we celebrate when we think of our achievements in space and telecommunication. Some of this debris will hinder our space operations for the foreseeable future, staying in their orbit for centuries unless we do something to take them down. Incidentally, the rocket he used to send the camera out would probably contribute to the problem. If you shoot a flyby of a rocket exiting our atmosphere and flying out to space, the film you'd make would be worth watching. Of course, it would be better to get this footage from a rocket that was going to be launched anyway for some other purpose. I would just remake Cats as that it had a $95 million budget and pocket the spare $5. $95 million. I didn't realize how easy the question was. You think that's crazy? The budget for B-movie was $150 million. I'd outsource the CG to some 15-year-olds in a basement. The script would be crowdsourced on the internet so anyone could make edits up to the first day of shooting. All costumes would be obtained from Goodwill. No sets, only green screens. See CGI comment above. Lastly, it'd be edited by a college film school freshman who only appreciates movies from the silent film era. Edit. For the rest of the budget, I'd hire Charlie Sheen and let him use it on hookers and blow. Star Trek, a Star Wars story. And it's nothing but Jar Jar's political career in trade negotiations between the Federation and the Ferengi. Make sure you blow the budget on cameos from every major actor. VFX by Weta Workshop interns. Space, a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. These are the voyages of the brave alliance of underground freedom fighters that have challenged the tyranny and oppression of the awesome galactic empire. Their mission, to explore strange new worlds hidden among the billion stars of the galaxy, where rebel spaceships have won their first victory in a battle with the powerful Imperial Starfleet. To seek out new life that the Empire fears could bring 1,000 more solar systems into the rebellion, and Imperial control over the galaxy would be lost forever. To crush the rebellion once and for all, the Empire is constructing a sinister new battle station, a new civilizations. Powerful enough to destroy an entire planet and boldly go where no one has gone before, its completion spells certain doom for the champions of freedom. It's like George Lucas and Gene Roddenberry were sharing these ideas with each other and then started making out, and these were the noises their intertwined lips and tongues made. So many damn explosions that people will leave with PTSD. So you would hire Michael Bay. Give it all to Tommy Wiseau and watch the magic. Make it a musical, something like Springtime for Hitler. Directed by Harvey Weinstein and Bill Cosby. Make the worst movie you've ever seen without using the budget, and then, when I'm restrained to only use it the movie, order some visual effect artists to do a crapload of work and paying them double, but then never use the shots. Form a tiny visual effects studio as the only VFX artist. Then pay yourself majority of the budget, say $70 million to do the effects work, and deliver your MS Paint scribbles to the film. Show off the film and say it cost you $100 million to make, and have a cool 70 mil sitting in your bank account for it. Now you're doing accounting Hollywood style, TM. People are saying you Bowl or Michael Bay, but let's be fair, these guys are actually really good at what they do. If you want a 90-minute orgy of explosion, Bay's your dude. If you want to create an elaborate tax dodge, call up Bowl. No, what we do is we get Beinoff and Weiss back. But they get nothing. No pre-established IP, no cinematic universe, nothing that they can rely on for story or character. They've got to write their own setting and plot from scratch. Good luck, assholes. Easy. 1. Write $99,999,000 as my salary check. 2. Video record the wall of my room on my phone for 45 minutes. 3. Pay a guy on Gumtree $1,000 to add credits and other CGI and some music to the video. 4. Upload it to YouTube. Film everything on location. Hire a scriptwriter off of Twitter based on their level of oppression instead of their writing ability. Do as many one-take shots as possible for no reason. Do all the directing myself so it seems like a bad high school play, and then spend everything that's left over after that on marketing. Oh yeah, and call everyone who doesn't give the movie great reviews a racist, because that'll teach them. I'd hire one actor and one audio engineer at scale. I'd then hire myself as writer, director, and camera operator with the remaining money. The script would just be a one-shot of the actor sitting on a chair repeating the word moist over and over and over again for an hour and a half. As camera operator, I just randomly moved the camera around trying to nauseate the audience as much as possible. No editor needed. Print it to HDs and ship it out to the theater. Bang. I just made a cool $90 million for less than a week's worth of work. First of all, it's 3 hours long. Secondly, none of the plot makes sense or is consistent with itself. Expect plentiful, drawn-out, contradictory expository scenes. Thirdly, we film on location. This is going to be a global disaster, but we use plenty of green screen and CGI. We do as many takes as possible. Finally, all the leads and major characters are casted straight from high school theaters across the country. Maybe get a couple middle schoolers for good measure. The less experienced, the better. Maybe get some cameos from big-name actors to drive the costs up too. That is what I was thinking too. One unreasonably high salary. Somewhere in the neighborhood of exactly $100 million. I could film my child playing with Legos for 90 minutes, and afterward he'd be the highest paid actor to ever live. 1. Buy my mother's house for $100 million. 2. Make the movie inside the house using my cell phone. 3. Profit. I googled how to start a wildfire. I got 48,500 matches. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a great rest of your day.